This is a story that is very popular in Indian tradition. In ancient days, the Brahmins or Pandits, they used to run Gurukula. And they used to do so many activities meant for spiritual well-being of the people. And for that they need support of the king. They will approach king and demonstrate their intellectual prowess. King, being pleased, used to award them, reward them properly. So there was a Brahmin. He also went to meet the king such that he will get some reward. He needed some funds. So when he approached, the king was very busy. He said, "I don't have a time for you to listen. I know you are very wonderful. I have heard about your good work. I am ready to give you. Please tell me what you want." So Pandit opened his chessboard. And king was surprised why he is opening a chessboard. And then he started telling what he wants. He told that he needs 1 grain in the first box of the chessboard. Second, the double of that, 2 grains. Third, double of that, 4 grains. Fourth, double of that, 8 grains. Fifth, double of that, 16 grain, and so on. And he said, "I only need this much. And all the grain that will be put in the 64 box, that is the amount I will carry to my Gurukul." King was, seemingly very, very displeased. He said that this fellow is a poor fellow. He doesn't know how to ask for a big donation. He is really a beggar. He is asking a very small thing. How much he will get from these 64 boxes? Mere armful. But anyway, Pandit was adamant. He said that he only needed this much. So he ordered the minister to give him whatever he wants and left for his kingly affairs. After some hours, the minister approaches the king and says, "Sir, our treasury is completely empty and still we have not given him whatever he needed." And the king was completely astonished. And he was surprised by the intellectual power of the Pandit and was very happy and awarded him properly. Now let me explain to you what actually happened. So it may appear it is a very small number. He asked very small number because first is 1 grain, second is 2 grain, third is 4th grain, 4 grains, fourth is 8 grains, and so forth. So if you look at like that, the last box, that is 64th box, you would require 2 to the power 63 grains. Okay, so basically the king has to give him a sum of a series. The series is 2 to the power 0 plus 2 to the power 1 plus 2 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3, 2 to the power 4, like that until 2 to the power 63. So what is this 2 to the power 63? If you take your calculator and put it, it would be 9.2 into 10 to the power 18. That will be the number, approximate number. And that's a small number, looks right. But now let us compute. In fact, I gave this problem to my Gurukul boys in Vrindavan. So we have a measuring device. So they took our organically grown rices, 100 pieces, some piece, and put a 1 gram in one side and the grains here. And they found out 100 grains are equivalent to 1 gram approximately. Of course, depending on the size of the grain, this would vary, but let us stick 100 grains equivalent 1 gram. 1 metric ton is 1000 kilo. So if you look at this way, 1 grain is 10 to the power minus 8 metric ton. Now you multiply 10 to the power minus 8 into 9.2 into 10 to the power 18. So that will be 92 into 10 to the power 9. So exactly 92 billion metric ton. Okay. So is that a, so what is surprising about it? 92 billion metric ton. So the king has to provide him 92 billion metric ton. Of course, king in the beginning could have never thought that he has to give him 92 billion metric ton. Now let us think about what is this number is, 92 billion metric ton. Okay. So the maximum rice is produced in China. You know what is the number? Approximately 210 million metric ton. 210 million metric ton, far below than 1 billion metric ton. We are talking about 92 billion metric ton. That is only the 64th box would have needed. Okay. And obviously before that 46 billion metric ton. Before that the box would require 23 billion metric ton. So where this rice will come? The China is producing only 210 million metric ton. India is the second highest producer of the rice grain, and India produces only 155 million metric ton. And you go on like that. So you will see actually 51st box, right? 51st box. Or 52nd box, you can calculate. It would require 11 million metric ton. 51st box. So 11 million metric ton of rice, 11 million metric ton of rice is produced by Japan. So the entire Japan rice will fit into the box 51. You go to 52, how much would be required? Double of that, 22 million metric ton. That is being produced by Philippines. You go to the next box, that is 44 million metric ton. Next box, 88 million metric ton. Indonesia, which is the third largest producer of rice, would produce approximately that amount, 88 million metric ton. That means entire Indonesia's rice would fit into 54 or 55th box. And double of that is 176 million metric ton, and that is not being produced by India. India produces 155 million metric ton and China produces 205. So you can imagine the total rice production in the entire world now. Even if you total them, they will not be sufficient for the 64th box. So what about the other boxes? So this story I narrated you to make our contemplation bigger. So 2 to the power 18, 9.2, 2 to the power 18 look to be a small number, but that is 92 billion metric ton, and this is the amount of rice that is not produced by the earth at this moment in a year. So many times we do not contemplate on the infinity, and hence we take finite quantities to be infinite. There is a theory, set theory. So we will start from here in our next discussion in the next video. Thank you very much.